Welcome back, Team Nagy. Now, I promised I wouldn't do this again. I've taken over a job. I'll show you. Come in here and I'll show you. I've taken over a job which I really wish I hadn't have done. Well, it's not I wish I hadn't have done. I just don't want to do it because it's not. Fuck. Start that all again. I've taken over a job which I'm not a fan of taking jobs over. So somebody has started it. They've already put some of the first fixed cables. Sorry, I was distracted by the Axel Foley music. That was what distracted me because it's such a cool tune. I promised us I wouldn't do this because you've got to spend like half a day just figuring out what somebody else has done. And the last time I took over a job, it just went fucking south. It just sank like the Titanic. And I sort of promised myself I wasn't going to do that again. But here I am. Right, let me walk you round. There's not a lot to see. It's a very big place, so keep up. All right, hallway, front door. You come into your little flat. That door's going to come out. And basically where you're stood now, that's going to be a bedroom. This is it here. Very nice. I don't look at it at the moment, obviously. And then in here is a bathroom. It's like a little ensuite, you know, sort of thing going on there. And then the kitchen and everything is all down there. So yeah, first thing I'm going to do is figure out, I've got to try and figure out what all this is because there's lights in the ceiling that have been fitted, but there's like some wiring which has been left over. I don't know. So, and there's various sockets down here as well which have been fitted at some point. There's one over there. And there's various switches here. There's a lot of stuff. I've got to try and work out what's been fitted by someone. And there's a variety of back boxes which don't actually fit into the wall. So give me 5. Naomi's actually on her way. She's at another job down in South London, but I believe she's driving here now, so she'll be here in a little while. So give us 5. Let's get set up and we'll catch you in a sec. Right, so these ones here are the new ones. I can't remember the last time I saw a 50 watt halogen that's been fitted from new. They're dinky little, they're very small little units, but yeah, 50 watt halogen. Can't remember the last time I saw everyone just fits LEDs now. I might as well cut those and just re-terminate them because you see that loads. So I'll pull all these out. I'm guessing that was an original centre spotlight which has just had a junction box fitted to it now. I'll update you as we go. Right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm assuming that that is the feed which goes out to these lights, and that is the switch wire which comes from that switch there, and they haven't cut it in above the ceiling. So what I'm going to have to do with that first thing, I've taken all the bulbs out. I just want to quickly insulation test it just to make sure that it isn't completely fucked, which it isn't. We're good. Right, next thing I've got to do, that's the switch wire, and I've got to get it to there somehow. I'm guessing the reason they didn't bother to do it because it meant going around that bit of coving, and that's a solid coving. Some of the more modern covings, they're just hollow and it's like polystyrene coving. You just paint over it and it's hollow, but this is the sort of old-fashioned solid coving. So what we're going to do is we'll use that. I do like the quick release stuff that Bosch do. It is quite good. Frustration-free packaging, my ass. Right, so we'll put this blade on. What I'll have to do is just cut a slice out. There's no other way of doing it. I can't go from above because there's tiled floor up above. So there's just no access. So if I just cut, I'm just going to have to cut a channel out very neatly, push the cable in, because the switch is there. If I just keep it in line, and then I just have to cut a little hole here, get it into the ceiling. There's no other way of doing it. If I can't get up the ceiling upstairs, start again. It's a Friday. I can't lift the floor upstairs because it's tiled, because it's a bathroom. So everything's got to be done from down here. Joists run this way. That's really fucking irritating. I'm gonna have to cut. What else do you do? And this is a genuine problem that sparks come across if you can't lift the floor above, if that's a no-go, you've got to do it down here. And the only way I can do it is you just cut out a slot, put the cable under the joist, and then get some of those little protection plates and you just fit them over and then you reskim. I don't know another way of doing it. There is no other way. I actually managed to use an extension bit because the first joist was just here. I'm just trying to save them damaging the ceiling, so I've managed to drill through the first one. I am going to have to cut another hole here, but that's one way of doing it, just to try and cut through. It's a dangerous way of doing it. Not dangerous, but you don't know what's on the other side of the joist, so when you drill through, it's a bit of a gamble because you don't know what's there, but it paid off today. I'll feel a slow drip on my head in a minute. I went to this is no word of a lie, I went to the doctor. This was day before yesterday. There's a company called DocTap, and it's like private GPs in London, right? Because I've got health insurance, so you just go and see a private GP. You give them, you pay it, and then the insurance company pay you back. And I had to go to this one in Bank, and I booked it online. I swear to God, I'm not lying. And I turned up, and it's Regis, you know Regis offices, and it's basically they've hired 2 or 3 rooms on a floor. And I went there, and it was me and Penny. And we went down there, we signed in, and we sat down in this little waiting room. Swear to God, you could hear every word the doctor was saying in the next room with his consultation. This guy was in there, and he was like, oh, I've just met a new girlfriend. I promise you I'm not lying. He was like, I've met a new girlfriend, and I just want to get myself tested. And he's like, I've slept around a bit in the past, but I'm all right now. But I think she's the one, and I want to have, get myself tested. You could hear everything, and I was like, why didn't the doctor just come out in the waiting room and just have the consultation out here, and it can all be cheaper because we can all hear what you're saying. And of course I was like, fuck, they're going to hear everything I'm saying. I've got blood in my pee, which is why I went. So I don't know why I got blood in my pee. No idea why. Started a couple of weeks back. So, and I went in. Of course, I said it. Everybody heard in the waiting room. And then I left, and Penny had to go to the toilet, and I was like, all right, I'll wait by the lifts. Swear to God, the next guy went in. And he was like, I've got chafing. And you could hear every word. I was like, has nobody brought this up with the doctor that they can hear every single word in the waiting room? But clearly not. So I shan't be going back to that one again. Right, didn't get much footage today actually. We had a bit of, what have we been doing today? It's difficult when matey boy's in there and the plasterer's in there and stuff. And
I feel like it's a bit of a mad one.
Yeah, it's a bit mad. We can't really get any footage in there. Yeah. So, but I'm back there Monday, and I'm going to tag that onto this video. And Nay's not here on Monday because you're doing your test and inspection course for the week. I do hope you pass.
Me too.
I'm not taking the piss.
Thanks.
I'm genuinely are. I hope you pass. Well, good luck for next week.
Thank you, my darling. By
the time this video airs, you'll already have done your course. So we'll probably put it on the screen whether you passed or failed. No pressure.
Thanks.
Day 2.
Right, this is day 2 of whatever this video. I can't remember. Oh, it's day 2. So we're in this bathroom, and you saw this last time. We were just starting this is a job we took over, as you know, and we're finishing it. So I think there's a shaver point going in here, which I'm doing now. Towel rails on the wall, cable down there there'll be a flex outlet for this. 3 little downlights going in here. Well, actually, it's one of these. Over there is a fan with in fact, I've got it here, I'll show you. I've not fitted this brand before. This one actually was Expeller with, it's one of these fans with an LED light in it. I've not fitted this particular one before, so I can't comment on its reliability, but it's just a little fan, LED light in the front. So that's going up there. And then out here, I thought this was quite neat. Schneider, they do these, it's a fan isolator switch and it's actually a 2-way switch on the same plate, which I just thought was really neat. When I saw it, I was like, awesome, so I bought it. I left this open just to show you because I did this morning, but and that's all it is at the back, just a normal fan isolator switch, and you just wire it as you traditionally would. So that's there. I've used 47mm batt boxes, I use them everywhere. What else have we got? Then downlights going in here, which I'm going to get onto a little later because I think the plumber wants to get in here. So I'm just finishing this shaver point, and then I'll get onto these downlights. So let me just put this shaver point in, back in a tick. Alright, all I've got to do now is put those 3 lights in. Should just place my ladder here. I don't know, have we got a 30 minutes later? Yeah, so we're back in 30 minutes later.
We've got 20 minutes.
Or 20. Yeah.
20 minutes later.
Alright, so this is out in the hallway, and I'm just changing because this fella, he's renting this out. So we're just changing over these downlights here. Yeah, you see this so often where it's done like that. So it's got to come out. I'm using these ones here. You can buy these. You can buy these ones. In fact, this was just a bundle client bought from Screwfix, and I think it's like a box of 10 of them. It's like £100, and it's just to be fair, I've never had any issues with them. And the one reason I do like them, they are a budget fitting, but they're really not bad, you know. But I like them because of that, because you've got you've got loads of space for your wiring. These ones here, there's just no room, and you just can't terminate them. They're so small. But these ones, you've got bags of room. So that's the main reason I like them. They're cheap and cheerful, and they're good for rentals, because a lot of landlords don't want to buy Collingwood fittings where they're, 30 quid a fitting. They just want stuff like this. So that's the reason these are coming out, because it's easier just to, rather than re-terminate it for the sake of like a tenner for a brand new fitting, it's just quicker and easier. Actually, I was talking to the camera guy earlier. I did an EICR once. So like for me, that's a C2, because that's just unacceptable. But I did this an EICR. This was like, I don't know, 12 years ago. It was a while ago, or a PIR as it was back then. And I did the report, and it failed its inspection. This is back down in Devon. And I didn't think anything of it. I just hopped in my van and left, and that was it's failed, and you just hop in your van and go. And a couple of days later, it wasn't long. It was like, I may have told you this story before. It was like, I don't know, 3-5 days later. The same fella went out onto the driveway, because Devon farmers, went out onto his driveway, got a shotgun and blew his head off. I opened the paper, I was like, ooh, that's really bad. And you do kind of wonder, was that unsatisfactory report? Was that what tipped him over the edge? And you do wonder, and it failed as well. And you sort of wonder if it had passed, would that have swayed it? Or it could have been completely unrelated. I don't know. Maybe he had wife. His wife was, I don't know. It could have been any number of things. But you do wonder when you never know what's going on inside someone's head. So like, that's why I say EICRs. They're never straightforward. They're never, they're complex by nature. And I'm not saying you've got to be lax when you do an inspection, but I'm not saying we've got to start making C1s a C3 now, but there are times where you go into a property and, you've got to look at the house and the owners of the house, and, you've got to take every single property on its own merit. I'm not saying C1s have now got to be C3s, like I say, because they haven't. But there's a certain judgment I think you've got to make. I mean, his failed a lot. It needed a new board, there was no bonding. So, I mean, it was, even if you turned a blind eye to one or two things or something, or you put them as a limitation or whatever, it still would have failed. But yeah, you do feel like you contributed to it. So I never got the remedial. It sounds so bad. I never got the remedial work either. Sorry, love, I know your husband's died, but can I have the remedial work? Because it's quite a lot there. Obviously, I'm not making jest of a bad situation, I'm just saying. So yeah, for me on EICRs, it's very much, you take every house on its own merit, It's not just looking in the book. There's more to it than that, for me. I fucking hate it when I do that. You put the sleeving on, it falls off. That's why I like these. They just literally just push straight in. And there's loads of room, You've got plenty of room. And they've just got their own little core grip. Close the lid, done. And then it's speed, But until they start making a twin and earth with a sheathed earth, I'm going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Yeah, I open the paper. Fucking poor bastard shot himself. I don't know what. And funny enough, when I was there, he seemed all right, You never know what's going on behind closed doors. You never ever know. And that is basically it. So that's the end result. That's what you get. I don't know. The light's not very good here. I'm sorry. But that's the end result. But it's just for speed, And that's it. Done. Right, you young college leavers going into the world of electrics. This is another thing we see, or I see, if you get fire rated cans like this, and someone's put a 50-watt halogen in it, you get this, where the base has got so hot you get this thermal damage, and it just becomes really charred and brittle. You get that, I see that a lot, and you get it on here as well. Normally you see this more on the MR16s, the open back ones, and these cables are sort of lying over the lamp, and this just ends up just becoming a molten blob. All I'm saying is, take the lamp out and just inspect it, because that had an LED in there, but at some point someone's had a halogen in there. So like I said, I'm changing these anyway, but it's just something worth looking out for. If you can pull them out easily, try. I mean, it's not on an EICR, it isn't always possible, and a lot of the time it isn't, because when you end up pulling it out, you end up damaging the ceiling. So hence, cables above ceiling spaces aren't inspected, and I think that's the reason that clause is there on an EICR. If it's in a loft space, or if you've got to change the downlights like here, then happy days, you can check. But just worth looking out for. You just turn these back on, and these are 4K. So the normal halogens are sort of 2.7K, and you can get LEDs which are 2.7K. But I just find that's too much of a golden colour, and these are really nice because I just think they just give you it's a cooler colour, but it's not blue, it's just like a nice neutral, it's a nice neutral colour, but it is brighter when you turn it on. I try to fit, whenever I'm fitting down lights, I try to sell 4K because I just think it's just a nicer colour. It's not like 6K, which has got that really blue tint. 4K is just a nice, like this now, it's just a nice neutral white. It's a really nice colour. I prefer it over 2.7 any day. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all done. I'll show you in here very quickly because the plumber wants to get in here. Not a lot to see. I've got to put the fan in, but that's going to have to wait to another day because the duct's got to go in. Spots, bathroom mirror. Sorry, you can't see a lot. 6 lights on the ceiling. I don't know if you saw me putting those in. I can't remember. Maybe you didn't, but they're in. Light switch is there. I've got to do something here with these, and the same with the ceiling there. All I can think of is we just cut a slightly bigger hole there and I put a metal plate, protective plate over it, and then they can just skim over it. I don't know how we get around it, but anyway, that'll do for tonight. I will love you and leave you. Links are all up on the screen now. See you in a week.